Hello, hello, hello. Let's hope you can see and hear me. Okay, boys and girls, that'd be really, really good actually. So yeah, the 5x5, as they say. So yeah, we're rolling 13 seconds. If you're watching a replay, you might want to fast forward a bit. This is a community thing. We're waiting for the confirmation. Everyone see me out there? I hope so. Quite a lag. I don't know if anyone can hear me all right. Ah, cool. Ah, brilliant. That's all right. God, that took a long time to get through, didn't it? Wow. But thank you, everybody. I can see it on the screen now. It's just your second come up. Excuse me. So who have we got in the house? Cheshire Wanderer. Hello, bro. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Mike and myself went out and done an overnight camping video. And hopefully, I don't know, I'm going to try my best to get up Sunday. It's taken a lot and I'm like halfway through it. So it's going to be mental. But you guys are going to get scared, all right? I'm not joking. Wildwood Weeds, Faye, how's it going, honey? Hope you're good. Ash, don't tread on me. John Farley, Mary Stevens. Oh, this is great. Brilliant. Good to see everybody. Awesome. So you can see in here, everything's good. All the notifications are going out. Liz, hello. Brilliant. All right. Spot on. Excellent. Right. Okay. So yeah, this is a bit of a tough one. Let me just come out of the chat so I can't see the chat. It's just a bit distracting. Yeah, it's an odd one because I think mental health. I don't think many people want to talk about it, especially in public. There's a lot of ridicule, there's a lot of ego, there's a lot of people projecting their crap out onto others. There's all sorts. There is absolutely everything spinning around out there. Now, I should imagine that this is going to be different for everyone. You would have thought. Everyone is going to go through some time in their life where they just don't feel up to it, shall we say? And I would say 2020. We all know what happened back in 2020. Lots of things that have changed for the worse. If you want to, make it a blunt point about that. Yeah, I really do think mental health has just gone mental. Pardon the pun. Since 2020, it's just gone crazy. But I think one of the biggest problems out there is people's just, I don't know, afraid, embarrassed to talk about it. And this is going to affect people right across the field. Okay, so you're talking, someone who's seriously poor, someone who's seriously wealthy. I don't think it matters what social standing you are. It doesn't matter what skin color you are. It doesn't matter what body shape or body size you are. It doesn't matter what sex you are. Okay, human beings, right, are going to be suffering mental health at some point in their life. And I don't think it's just going to be a one-off. It could be a recurring thing. All right. You might have had like a big mental problem like 20 years ago and lasted for about 2 or 3 months. And it's been absolutely fine. And then recently it's just started all over again. It happens. It happens a lot. I'm just going to pop into the chat just to see what you guys think about this subject matter tonight, because as a prepping community, I really do believe that this sort of thing needs to be understood. Because you could be physically fit, you could have all of the survival equipment, you can have food at home, you can have spare fuel, all the rest of it. But if that's not right, I don't think you're going to do too good, shall we say. So yeah, it'd be interesting to hear what you guys think about this. Faye, regular meditation. Do you know what? I tried meditation and I can't quiet my head. It's just things are constantly popping up in my head. I don't know how people shut all that off. But about the Schumann frequency and the resonance, yeah. Yeah, I've heard little things about that now and again. It's supposed to have been pretty mad lately. In fact, when we was out camping the other day, this woman turned up and she said something about the Northern Lights were supposed to be visible. This was in the middle of Wales, but we didn't see anything. We was too busy inside laughing our nuts off, making scary films. So this is a good one. The Vintage Englishman. Welcome, sir. I hope you're good. Outside working in the garden helps me. Do you know what? That's a really good point, actually, because I remember, when was it? Back in 2010, when I had my own allotment for a couple of years. And, you know, the job I was in at the time was getting really stressful. You know, they wanted me to do more and more things, not really getting paid for them, but, you know, still expected and required to do extra roles and responsibilities, and it leads to a lot of stress. It led to a lot of stress. And you know, when I finish work and I go home for 20 minutes, half hour, I'll be straight down the allotment till it's dark, you know, most nights. And I found it really helped. I really did. You know, I mean, for me personally, I was in like a new modern building. There is so much rules and regulations and health and safety and red tape and bureaucracy and all that crap. I felt I was drowning in it. It was just so, because I'm from an era born in the 70s where common sense is, it should be a base app for everyone to have. It seems to have been replaced with health and safety. Now, how many of you would say, right, if you're walking down the street, okay, and you're a grown adult walking down the high street and there's a great big hole in the pavement. Now, common sense would say to me, walk around that hole, all right? No signs, I would just walk around it. But nowadays, people are, it's almost like they're grown like lab rats to don't think for yourself, just do what a sign tells you to. And there'll be a sign in front of that hole saying, caution, hole, danger. And there'll be a little tiny little walkway made to go around it to make that sure that you're safe. Well, all the time that that's going on, you know, people aren't using their noggin to come up with a commonsensical idea to navigate around said danger. To me, you know, you're an adult, you're responsible for yourself, and if you fell down that hole, in my opinion, that's your fault. Simple as that. So, you know, there's a lot of that stuff going down. So, like I said, you know, our friend there, the Vintage Englishman, is saying like working in the garden really helps. And like I said, it helped me going down the allotment. And it's, I think what it is especially if you're gardening, you're focusing on something. Okay, so all of the time you're focusing on, you're kneeling down, your you know, your head is like a foot or 2 feet from the ground, from the earth, and you're really watching what you're doing, gently pulling out these weeds and things like that, and studying if there's any bugs underneath some of your crops. So all the time you're focusing and concentrating on that, you're not thinking of all of the crap that they're expected you to do at work. You're not thinking about, you know, whatever the news was for that day, you know. And I think that's where the benefit comes from, is because you're focusing on something and it's to do with nature. I think it really helps a lot of people. But it's almost like there's like invisible energy, like a vibe coming off of living things, like in the forest, for example. You know, you can only go into a forest for 10, 20 minutes, and already, you know, you can feel, you know, the weight and the tension, you know, moving away from your neck and shoulders. It's incredible. And, you know, I think people who don't experience this, I feel for them. But it's for no fault of their own. You know, some people are disabled and they just can't physically, you know, get into a woodland to feel the healing benefits. I really feel for those guys and girls. But saying that, you know, the title of this video about mental health, your mental health could be in such a state where you couldn't manage to get to a woodland because of what is going on out there. Okay, and I understand. Okay, we've all been there. All right, so you don't really need to feel that you're alone. Okay, because I would I would bet everyone in this chat right now has had, problems with mental stuff. Um, so I just, excuse me, I just wanted to come on here and just to say, look, you're not alone. And one of the benefits that I found is going out in the woods. I mean, when I met up with a friend of mine, sorry, hey, what are you like? Mushrooms. Good God. Well, that's a whole new story for a whole nother day. But yeah, we remember, don't we? But saying that, when me and Mike went out to this bovvy that we done this camping the other day, I'll tell you what, just being in the vast expanse of wilderness is, to me, it was amazing. Now, Mike and myself, when we was driving back, I was saying to him, there's some people out there, if they was to find himself in the middle of nowhere, like 20 miles every direction, there's no buildings, no people, just mountains and hills, footpaths, but no one there. Some people would really, really freak out with that. They wouldn't. It's almost like, when you get claustrophobia, if you're getting an MRI scan and you're in that tube, some people really freak out, don't they? But I think some people get freaked out when you're in a big space. Now, there's a term for it. Me and Mike couldn't remember it. So a bonus point to anyone who could name the name of that disorder where you're absolutely scared of big, wide open spaces. I couldn't remember what it is called. I'm just going through the chat. Do you know, cappuccino? I've been hearing about a weighted blanket. It's supposed to be good for anxiety if people suffer from that. Oh, here we go. Some people are entered a competition. Um, agoraphobia, agoraphobic. So let me see. It looks like this person, Semolina. Welcome to the chat. You look like you're the first to say it. Agoraphobia. Okay. So yeah, that's what it is. Well, thanks for saying that. I think that's what Mike said, but he wasn't certain. Agoraphobia. Yeah, I really feel for people who suffer from that, being outside. It's crazy. Well, lots of people got it right, by the look of it. Slave to no man. Hello, bro. Beach Hut Man. Good to see you. Yeah, Cheshire Wanderer. That's it. Yeah. I know. It's weird, isn't it? That there's all sorts of names for everything now, isn't it? So yeah. So yeah, I would for me it helped. I'm quite fortunate really from that regard. I'm not really scared, or I don't get upset if I'm in a confined space, and it doesn't bother me when I'm out in the open. Either way, it's fine. But I do know that some people really seriously struggle with it, and maybe that's something that a prepper should be mindful of. If you are agoraphobic, at some point, when everything goes tits up, that you need to leave your home and to go across country, you could find yourself traversing, wide open spaces. So you have to say to yourself, how would you feel in that situation? Would you sort of like put your head down, arse up, and just keep going and hope to make through it, or do it at night time? Maybe at night time, you're not going to suffer so much. Um, back in the military, it's an age-old thing. Lay up in the day and move at night. So because you're not going to be seen as much at night time. So yeah, the mental health thing is proper mental out there. Now, some people, I've heard the term forest bathing. Has anyone heard of forest bathing? Now, to me, it just sounds like common sense. Lots of us have been playing in the woods when we were kids. Even right up to now, playing in the woods, making dens and showers. There's no shame in it. I think it's good actually to find yourself in the woods and you're practicing or you're learning or you're understanding how shelters work, how to construct shelters, you know, choosing wood that's not damp, that's not rotten, that's not going to break, it's going to support the weight, you know, the size, you know, what structural supports, where should they go? You know, there's all of these things, and you know, the best way to learn is to do it. It really, really is. You know, you could, I've said this on my survival courses I've done, you know, you could watch 1,000 videos, you can read 100 books, but until you go out and try it, you are an absolute novice. You are going to make loads of mistakes. And you know what? That's okay. It's okay. It's absolutely okay to make mistakes. Because I'll tell you what, if you didn't make mistakes, right, you're never going to learn. So I've got no problem saying to people, I've made millions of mistakes in my life. And I know all of you have too. But admitting it is a bit of a thing, because I think an ego would get in the way. But you know what I mean? You need to really stay on point with it all. Because, you know, if you allow your ego to get in the way and to not talk about it, you know, you're going to hold that whatever inside, and it's just going to eat away at you. Paolo, thank you for that, sir. Oh, you're a star. Much appreciated, dude. But yes. Mike, I've got to put that up on it, dude. Those who hit the woods weekly still make mistakes. Happy little mistakes. Bob Ross. Here's a beautiful tree. You remember that guy with the fuzzy hair? The American dude, wasn't he? We had Rolf Harris, but that's another story. Yeah, man. Do you know, yeah, someone mentioned on here just now, 2020 with the lockdowns. Now, that was a big thing, okay? You know, to be told, it was almost like they were pretending to do martial law. You know, you have to stay at your home, you're not allowed out, etc. Now, that absolutely frightened millions of people in the UK. And I know lots of us was like, yeah, whatever, you know, we think it's BS, we're going to go out anyway. But there were some people who were seriously scared. And, you know, unfortunately, some of them people are no longer with us because it got so bad up there mentally, you know. So I'm not qualified to talk about suicidal tendencies. Okay. You know, there is a fear that, you know, whatever I say about that could make someone worse if they are in that situation. But, you know, it is a quite common thing. I think it's more common than people realize. You know, I think most of us from time to time, you know, we will be in a place where, you know, a suicide thought would be, do you know what? I'm done with this, you know. And that is, I would guess, quite common. And like I say, it's really hard to talk about this sort of stuff without, you know, getting people in a worse state, if that makes any sense. Hmm. Oh, nice one, Paolo. Get into the woods again. Yeah, yeah. Do you know what, mate? I went to it was the middle of nowhere in the middle of Wales. I've not been there before, and I'll tell you what, the scenery around that place was incredible. And yeah, we spent, I don't know, like 30 hours or so in this bovvy, and it was just insane. You know, just to be away from everything. And you know, some might say, yeah, do you know what? It was a building. You might as well be somewhere. You know, might as well stay at home. But you know, we had to hike, and we were surrounded by absolutely nothing at all. And you know, we went outside now and again. It was a bare, empty shell of a house. You know, there was a little wood burner in there, and that was it. So I thought, you know, the change of scenery, just to get out there, and also spending time with someone else. Now, I know lots of people out there are quite lonely, they're on their own. And I get it. I know all about it. I know what that feels like to be on your own. So I think one of the things, which is quite important, is community, like the one we got here. You know, people regularly turn up on a Friday and you all have a little chat amongst yourselves. And I think it's brilliant because, you know, it's like-minded people. Now, no one's told you to come here. You come here on your own free will. And I know lots of you have made some really good friends in the chat. And, you know, on the whole, there's some real cool people here. We do get the odd twat who comes in now and again. You know, that's you're always going to get that. You know, how many people know that the few ruin it for everyone else? I think that's always going to be in play. All right, that's always going to be there, isn't it? So, yeah, I'm just checking out the chat. Yeah, cool. Really good to see everyone in there. Nice one, Carl. Yeah, man. But yeah, do you know, a lot of it is what goes on in the head. You know, you can really just overdo things. You know, well, personally, I'm having just this right now. You know, today it's been crazy today. But I think we all get it, you know, for no reason out of the blue. And I think the biggest issue that I've got going on with my own war is finance. You know, I'm absolutely broke, thanks to, you know, the stuff that happened since October. It's been hell. So, you know, you start thinking, oh my God, how am I going to pay this? How am I going to pay that? How can I get this in time? And it's a stress. And I know lots of people are getting it too, you know. Um, you know, wages usually stay the same. If not, you know, you lose your job, even worse. But all those bills have to be paid. You know, food's getting more expensive, etc. It's really, really, really tough to sort of break out of that mindset of, you know, allowing yourselves to pile stuff on top of each other to make it worse. So, you know, when those situations arise, I tend to sort of pull this into my head. Okay, so what you think you become. Okay, so you keep thinking to yourself, "Oh God, I'm never going to get out of this mess." You know, I'm skint. I don't know what I'm going to do. You know, how am I going to get more money to pay the bills, or how am I going to get some fuel to go and visit my parents in hospital, or all this thing. So all the time you're thinking that, you're going to become it. Okay, you're going to become, you know, less fortunate than you should be. And the same as what you feel. You know, are you feeling low? Are you feeling sad? Are you feeling lonely? Are you feeling, you know, sadness? So all the time you spend feeling those feelings, what you are doing basically is you're saying to the universe that you need more of that because you're allowing yourself to feel that way. Okay, so this is one of the hardest things is feeling. Okay, because you know you can feel sad and depressed. You can feel it all day. So all you're going to do is spend all day feeling that sadness and stuff, and you're just going to attract more of it to make it even worse. And it's one of the hardest ones, the feeling one, to overcome. And another one, you know, what you imagine, you create. So, you know, if you was to believe the mainstream media and some of the bad stuff on social media or alt media, what you imagine, you create. So if you imagine, you know, the future to be like doom and gloom and, you know, highly controlled and surveillance state and, you know, police brutality and strict government laws and regulations and stuff. If you imagine that, you know, lots of times, in a weird way, you create it. Now, can you imagine that energy being multiplied by millions and billions if lots of people are imagining that future? I'll tell you this much 100% it will materialize and come into being. That's how it works, the law of attraction. So what you imagine, if you imagine that future, and if everyone did, it's going to happen. Simple as that. I think the power of thought is so powerful. I don't think many people realize how powerful thought is. It's it's bonkers. It's super super duper bonkers. It really really is. Excuse me. So yeah, the fear thing, you know, it's easier to control people when they're afraid. It seriously is. I mean, you look what happened, you know, in the concentration camps in World War II, all of those people were absolutely scared, and they were so easy to control. Okay, if these people weren't scared and all the rest of it, there would be a nightmare. They wouldn't be able to do anything to them because they would just be doing their own thing. There wouldn't be any hive mentality in the psychological world creep into being. And it's just that thing. Don't let yesterday take up too much of today. So dwelling on the past, good, bad, or indifferent. Okay, the past is the past. It's done. You cannot go back. Now, a weird thing, excuse me, a weird thing is I've been seeing lots of comments on YouTube videos and stuff about some of the music, you know, because, you know, when I find myself getting a bit low or a bit down, I turn to music. I find great help in music. Okay. Now, there's, as you can appreciate, there's music for all sorts of moods, isn't there? Okay. When you're depressed, when you're low, when you want to go for a run or down the gym, you know, you've got every style and piece of music imaginable, which is going to really help alongside whatever it is that you're doing. Music's amazing. It seriously is. Let me just check that. Here we go. People will come and go in your life, but the person in the mirror will be there forever. So be good to yourself. You should say that again. People will come and go in life, but the person in the mirror will be there forever. So be good to yourself. It's very true. You know, you look at yourself in the mirror every day or whatever it is that you do. Just be kind to yourself. I think a lot of us, you know, we're too hard on ourselves. You know, oh, damn, I should have done this. I should have done that. Why couldn't I do this? Now, if you was to evaluate the circumstances and the situation that you're in personally, sometimes it's no wonder why you couldn't put in max effort into the day to get all of these things done. Because, you know, mentally, if you're not in the right place, you know, it's just not going to happen. Simple as that. You know, the mental thing, it will make you tired as well. Okay, it will make you have aches and pains too. So physically doing things that you probably need to do on that day, you just can't, you know, because you're in such a bad place. You just can't. So I think it's a good thing to realize that, you know, don't be hard on yourself because it's not easy. You know, sometimes it's not easy even when there isn't any problems. It's hard enough to get all of them things done in the day, but when you add on all of that stress and mental health problems going on as well, it's a no-brainer. You know, you need to sort of be a bit kind to yourself. So do you know what, recently I was catching up with my mate Danny. Some of you remember on the channel that I had Danny Rampling, the DJ, on here, and we was talking about positive vibes and stuff like this. And you know, when I had my ban for 4 months, I come back, and he was one of the 10 people or whatever that I messaged privately, and I just told him a brief outline of what happened, and I told him about the live stream that I'd done about the bad things that had happened to me in the last 4 months or so, and he actually watched it. And yeah, we caught up today, and he was saying, bloody hell, he said, you need to go to UK Colin with that story, what happened to me, because it's just, I think it's probably affected me more than I thought it did. You know, the day come when I went to the police station, I got all of my stuff back, and they said, yeah, you know, you're free to do whatever you want. There's no restrictions on bail conditions or nothing like that. I thought, oh, great, brilliant. But, you know, yes, of course there was a lift, but, you know, the fallout from that, mainly financially, has just been crippling. And, you know, lots of you probably going for the same thing. You know, if you're in financial stuck, like I am at the moment, it's really hard. You know, it's seriously hard, and it does affect us all mentally. You know, sometimes I still think, did that actually happen? You know, the paranoia, You know, they're not being able to earn money, not allowed to have contact with friends. You know, 4 months is a long time to go through that. And, you know, um, I didn't want to implicate anyone. You know, I didn't want to get anyone into trouble just by communicating with them, because I was aware that I was being monitored constantly, day and night. Wherever I went, I was tracked, monitored, listened to, spied on, followed, the whole lot for 4 months. I didn't want any of my friends going through that. So I had to pretty much suffer in silence. I did have a few good people around me who, you know, I had to rely on. And without them, well, you don't even want to go there. But yeah, it's bad, you know. It's really bad. So just getting outside, you know, luckily for me, I can go outside and I'm surrounded by wilderness, right? But I know, because I've spent what 50 years living in an urban environment. So I know, you know, you guys living in Urbanville as well. I know, I get it, because I used to live there. Okay. Portsmouth, right? A 4.5 square mile island, right? 270,000 people living there. Trust me, I know about Urbanville, as I call it, right? So, you know, even if you're indoors and it's a nightmare, you know, loads of stuff going on. Basically, sometimes, I don't know if you guys get this, but you feel like you're trapped, you're in a box, and you just need to get out of that box. So just going for a walk around the block, or heading towards the park, or if you're lucky, you know, if you're on the coast, head down the beach. Just go for a walk, even if it's nighttime and it's raining. You know, just pop a walk with jacket on, put your hands in your pockets, and just get out there, all right, and feel the wind and the rain. It's because sometimes I know when you're really low, feeling things are difficult enough. So to feel the wind and the rain, it will take you out of that numb bubble existence, as it were. It is, yeah, it's a tricky one. It really, really is. But like I say, not many people, um, you know, talk about this sort of stuff, especially in the prepping community. All I see is, you know, what are you carrying today? What's your EDC? You know, what tent are you going to be using this summer? Or, you know, have you done a stock take on how much bacon grill you've got? You know, blah, blah, blah. But like I said, if your head's not in the right place, you know, even your preps could go to pot. You know, you might just stop circulating all of your stored food and not keep on top of it. You know, the important jobs which we should be doing. And all of these sorts of things, you know, it's crazy. Pauline and Oliver, thank you. You guys are bloody awesome, mate. Gosh, Drew, that's crazy. And do you know what? Speaking of a weird Australian accent that just dropped, I stumbled across these guys on social media the other day. And I don't spend much time on social media anymore because I can just see so much vileness in there. But you know what I'd done when I was realizing, you know, how bad it was getting for me, I just unsubscribed or unfollowed from all of these accounts that were feeding me negative content, or that was feeding me content that was triggering me, that was upsetting me. I just stopped. Simple as that. Now, some people might say, mate, you're just burying your head in the sand. I said, well, maybe. You know, I haven't watched any news until since the middle of October last year. Nothing at all. I haven't got a clue what's going on. Now, some of you will probably be absolutely shocked by that. You know, I've had a few people over the years saying, you know, I'm the biggest prepper in the UK, and I just refuse to accept that. I do. And mainly it's because I've got lots of subscribers, you know, but, you know, I don't think myself as, you know, the best or the biggest prepper in the UK. I'm just a guy who I believe just uses common sense. You know, in times like this, I think it's a good idea to have a few tins stowed away. I think it's a good idea to practice living outside, because one day you might have to. You might lose your home, you might get kicked out or whatever. So at least have some experience of what it's going to be like, or know what to expect. To me, it's just common sense. And I know some people will say, you know, oh, you know, nothing's going to happen, it'd be fine, you know. But look at history, look at the last couple of 100 years, especially the Western world. Look how many things have changed. So good people who didn't expect anything, boom. You know, try and stay away from these people. You know, the people who say, look, nothing's going to happen, don't worry, everything will be fine. Okay. They're the people who'd be knocking on your door to say, well, power's gone out. Have you got any food? Because they didn't have the foresight, because they thought everything would be fine. So that's my take on it. Not watching the news is a positive. Yeah, yeah. I'm not joking. I couldn't give a toss what's going on out there, because it's pretty much all made up poppycock nonsense anyway. And all it will do is it would just, you know, keep you awake at night thinking about stuff that's probably never going to happen anyway. So, yeah, just be careful what you expose yourself to. I've said it in a recent live stream, you know, whatever you're feeding yourself on social media, every time that piece of content is finished, whether it's a reel, a short, a video, a live stream, a movie, whatever it is, what you have to do, as soon as it's finished, you have to be honest with yourself and ask yourself, how do I feel after watching that? How do I feel? How has that YouTube reel or short, how has that made me feel after watching it? And if it's going to be like, I felt really upset, I felt disturbed, I felt unease, I felt pain, I felt triggered, I felt angry, I felt a bit depressed. You know, once you've got that feedback from that question, and it is something like that, you know, you've got to be honest with yourself again and just say, do I enjoy feeling sad, lonely, depressed, triggered, upset, whatever? Do I enjoy feeling that way? And if the answer's actually, I hate it. Well, you've got to try. Absolutely no, tell a lie. Don't try, do. There's no such thing as try. You either do something or you don't. I'm going to try and do that. What you're basically saying is, I'm probably not really, but I'm going to try and let everyone know that I am going to do it, sort of. You either do it or you don't. There is no try, as Yoda said. So, yeah, you have to be honest. I'm not joking, because if you continue to feed yourself with stuff that winds you up and you know it winds you up, you know, you got to think, why would you do that? You know, surely if you was honest with yourself and you said, two choices, do I want to be happy or do I want to be sad? And you, the one, can make that choice. No one else can make it for you. And if you want to be happy, because happy's good, isn't it? We all like to be happy. We all love to have a laugh. You know, we're all like looking forward to Friday, coming on the live stream here, or going to the pub and seeing your mates, forgetting about work and the kids and all of that stuff, and going out and having a laugh. Look forward to it because it makes you happy, right? So I think that's where we need to start heading with all of this doom, gloom, and crap, which has been showered on us from basically every angle that you could possibly imagine right now. And it's all by design. There is a really good documentary on Netflix called The Social Dilemma. All right. Write that down. Social Dilemma. It's on Netflix. Because let me tell you this, boys and girls, if you watch that, you are going to change your habits of what you do on social media. I personally guarantee it. I'm not joking. The Social Dilemma. It's fascinating. It's a very good psychological take on what social media was actually designed to do. And comes from all of the people who were there, software architects right from the beginning, who designed the infinite scroll on Instagram. You want to see, wow, it's mind blowing. And some of you people right now in the chat have probably seen it. If you've watched Social Dilemma, can you let us all know? Right. I know I haven't got Netflix, but I know someone who's got Netflix, and I watched it and it was like, wow. So yeah, if you haven't got Netflix, find someone who's got it and go and watch it. Right. I'm not sure it's on YouTube. Mods, if you can see if Social Dilemma is on YouTube, the full version, I think it's about an hour long. If it is, can you whack a link on it? Because that would help people out big time. Yeah, it's that yeah, it's crazy. That social dilemma. Wow. Seriously watch it, okay? I'm not pulling your leg. It's it's made me think differently about it. And I'm, as you can imagine, I'm quite active on social media. It's my job, for Christ's sake. It's nuts. Yeah. Yeah, there's some good people in the chat. Now, do you know what? Speaking of Netflix, right? Be really careful with it. I know the social dilemma is good, but you know the amount of times that I'm at a loss of what to watch, and I'm breezing through it, and I'd say so much of stuff on Netflix is absolutely pure evil. It's insane. I think the problem is so many people have been desensitized over the years. You know, they would say that all of these murder and violence and killing and all of that sort of stuff is okay. Where obviously, when you really think about it, it's a really bad thing. But nonetheless, I would say it's about 80% of every bit of content on Netflix is really murder, killing people, death, horror. It's just wow, really. Just be careful what you feed yourself. Okay, it does have and it will have an impact along the line at some point. Okay, we are trying to sort of be in this for the long haul. Okay, we need to make sure that we're not going to get swept away with this negative tidal wave with all of this mental health stuff. Okay, we need to make sure that we just step back from it all right, don't be embarrassed or ashamed. I think all of us should, if it just feels like it's getting too much, just say, do you know what, just turn it off now. Turn your phone off. Just sod that. Throw it down on the sofa. Put a coat on. Just get out. Go for a walk. Take some deep breaths. Think of other stuff. Maybe plan something that you're going to enjoy. Do something for yourself. Okay. Run yourself a nice big hot bath and just lay in it for an hour. Just treat yourself to do something. All right. People are watching old stuff. Yeah, I'm the same. I've done some of that. And yeah, I think I touched on that earlier. So I'm glad you guys have brought up Alf Garnett and Open All Hours and stuff like that, because a lot of people have had it with modern times, and they're actively seeking stuff in the past which they enjoyed: music, films, TV commercials, 80s sweet rappers, whatever it is. People are actively seeking out that because I think a lot of people are struggling mentally. So they're going back in time to find something which they could fill their mind with for a short piece of time, which reminded them of when they were younger or when they were happy or when they didn't have all this mental stress. And I think that's quite a common thing. Even like the kids these days, kids brawl millennials, they're playing 80s music. These youngsters are sick and tired of society already. And they're finding music in the 80s because let's face it, 80s music was brilliant, wasn't it? It really, really was. 70s, 80s, and 90s was insanely good. The music now, most of it, not all, is absolutely crap, in my opinion. People have just seemed to have run out of original ideas. They're just copying stuff from the past. You've heard history repeats itself. Wow, look at the music industry. Look at all the samples coming out of all the songs in the 80s. It just seems like they can't write their own stuff. It's mental. So many people, right, are going back to TV programs of the 80s on YouTube. Um, all of the confectionery, the sweets of how it used to be back in the day, the old computer games like Paperboy, right, Faye? All of these old things. People are going back and revisiting. Why? Because when they first experienced those experiences, they were happy and they want to feel that again. If you don't believe me, look in the comments section under anything nostalgic in the 80s. I guarantee you're going to see 2025. Anybody? Anyone here in 2024, 2025? There's a reason for that, because the people last year and this year are going back in time because Now is crap, but in the past was good, and they want to relive and revisit that, and that 100% is going on. It's true. I see you guys are doing it now. Look, check you out. The Magic Roundabout, Pac-Man, Clangers, Paperboy. What a game! Yeah, it is. And do you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There's nothing wrong with it, because if it helps, it's okay. So if you want, yeah, we can talk about the games. You know, who remembers Dig Dug, Pac-Man, Paperboy, Scramble? Remember Scramble? What about Defender, Astro Wars, Galaxians, Star Raid, Star Force? All of these games back in the day, you know, they were new. They were a big thing, you know, in the 70s and 80s, because, you know, gaming was only just starting, and it made people very happy. So we remember these games when they first come out, and the feeling that we all had when we played them, especially for the first time, or when we got the hang of it, probably, was brilliant. So people are going back and watching that. Oh my God. You lot, what you like? Let's have a look. Oliver, thanks, dude. Dig Dug was great. Well, Pilgrim in the States, you played Dig Dug. That's another thing I can't get my head around. People in America were playing arcade games that we were playing in the UK. That's bonkers. Old Bag, Manic Miner. God, you're going to say Jet Set Willy now, aren't you? Moon Patrol. Yeah. Space Invaders. Paperboy. Yeah, Paper was cool. Donkey Kong. Phoenix Frogger. Yeah, dude. Snake on the phone. Yeah, man. Oh, it was. It was such a long time ago, wasn't it? Manic Miner. Yeah, I know. Jet Set Willy. Jetpack. Who remembers Jetpack on the Spectrum? Yeah, dude. Pitfall for Atari. What about Ikari Warriors? Remember that? Yeah. Rocky Pong. Pong was the first game I ever played, and it was called Acertronic. I think it was called, that my dad got. Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. People were going back to those memories because they're escaping the shit that's going on now. And to be honest, who can blame them? Really? Like I said, to me, it doesn't matter. If it helps, go for it. Honestly, if it helps, go for it. The 80s, the music, I loved Shack Attack, Down on the Street. I loved electro music. Yeah, I love hip hop. Yeah, I love Public Enemy. I loved all that stuff. House music. And I got into rave 1991. Yeah, all of that stuff back in the days, I loved. It was awesome. Fantastic, dude. So I even get it now. You know, sometimes if I wake up and I feel good and I've got lots to do, you know, I'll put my phone on, sync it up with my Olight speaker, and I will just go through loads of rave stuff. Yeah, man, I would just juice that up and boom. I'll be having Groove Rider at Central Park, man. I'll be blazing it, big star. I'll be absolutely loving it. So whatever makes you happy, right? Please don't feel bad or embarrassed or let down to go and visit those things. Wendy, oh look at this. Wendy, you are a legend. Bagpuss. Bagpuss was one of my personal favourites. And I don't care. I'm a bloke. You don't have to be a girl to love Bagpuss. Bagpuss was amazing. What that done for the imagination back then, and it got me into folk music as well. Fantastic. Well done, Wendy. Absolute star. Oi, son. 80s electro. Cardboard. Yeah, I've done it, mate. There was I don't know if you know North End, London Road. There was a supermarket there. It used to be called Presto back in the day. Yeah, we used to put Lionel, Lino, and sometimes cardboard. And we was doing backspinning with our ghetto blasters on there. Oh yeah. We was playing breakdance, man. I remember those days. Mm. And it's weird because you could say that like you know don't spend time in the past because you're robbing it from the now. But all I'm saying is if you're struggling now, it's absolutely okay to go in the past to use them as tools to make yourself happy until you feel better, so then you can go back into the now. I think there's nothing wrong with that at all. Super Gran. I remember that. God. Danger Mouse. Mr. Ben. Oh my God. Bill, Mr. Ben. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Rhubarb and custard. Oh, you've done it now. You've really gone and done it. Breakdance. Yeah, yeah. Breakdance was awesome. See what I mean, though? You know, I started this live stream, and to be honest, right, I'm not going to lie, I very nearly pulled out of doing it because I've had a bad day, and I thought, you know what, I can't just go on there and lie and pretend everything's right because I'm in a bad time. So you guys are helping me out by reminding me about some of this old stuff, which was awesome. Oh God, Ivory Engine, Steve. I remember that, mate. Yeah. Turbo and Ozone of the breakdance movie. Yeah, I remember. You remember when he was doing Tour de France with that little broom, I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh my God, look, it's a vet. Hello, mate. How's it go? Wurzel Gummidge. Yeah, I remember Wurzel Gummidge. Gordon Bennett. Do you know what? Looking back at that, some of that's quite sinister, isn't it? Or that Crow Man or whatever it was. Ooh. Good to see one of a vet anyway. Brilliant. What else have we got in here? There's all sorts. The Clangers. Yeah, never said anything. They just went. Beep, beep. I remember. Banana Split. Yeah, that remembers. Jane. Button Moon. Yeah, I remember Button Moon very well. Oh, look at this. Hewitt. Mate, funny, I got the whole series 1 and 2 of Old Feed the Same Pet, and I ordered them on DVD a few weeks ago. And exactly, you know, just picture it on a Sunday. You know, you're indoors, you're on your own, you're knackered, you just want to unwind. Stick that on all day, binge watch, and just unplug from the Matrix and have a rest. Yeah, I loved All Feed the Same Pet. It's excellent. Hilarious. Oh, you know what I mean. Aussie. Rosie and Jim. Oh God, some of you guys are young. Pigeon Street. Oh, here you go. Dylan, you the man. BMXing. Yeah, now we're talking. Now we're talking BMXing. Yeah, I had the Diamondback. I had the Mongoose. I had the Rally Super Burner, the gold one. I always wanted a Harrow Freestyler or a Skyway, but I never afford it. I went to Cornwall on holiday once and a BMX track in a shop, and they had a CW racing bike. And I picked up the whole bike with 2 fingers. It weighed nothing. BMXing, dude. Yeah, yeah. Andy Ruffle. Remember Andy Ruffle? Eddie Fiola? I'm not joking. I can go on. I love me old BMXing. Or Caught in the Hood. I used to race a fair bit. I've done a few tricks as well. Yeah, yeah. I used to love doing all that. Wahili store and going around the berms, tabletops. Yeah, boy. Oh my God, yeah. This, oh, it's not showing. I don't know why, but the one I wanted to highlight, it didn't show. Oh, it's gone now. That was so weird. You know when you find a comment, you go to highlight it and it just vanishes. Well, maybe the person who put it on there just deleted it. I don't know, but that was a really good one. I like this guy, the vintage Englishman, playing conkers. Yes, playing conkers. I've just noticed that the signal's not doing good. Don't worry. Give me 10 seconds and we'll be back. All right. There we go. Sorry about that. We should be okay signal-wise now. It does happen sometimes. But yeah, playing conkers. I used to love playing conkers. You know, some of the cheats. Do you remember the cheats? Baking them in the oven to make them harder, or soaking them in vinegar. Yeah, I remember. And another thing, you remember conkers when it used to be quite big. Nowadays, they're tiny. I think there's less oxygen in the atmosphere, making things smaller, but that's a whole new ball game for sure. All right, I'm just bloody hell. Something morph. Liz. Morph was awesome. Yeah. Oh my god. This is mad, isn't it? Who would have thought we would be reminiscing like this? Christ, Crackerjack. Yeah, remember that? The loser won a cabbage. Yeah, Captain Pugwash. Oh my god. Do you know what? All of that, there's a lot of BS about Captain Pugwash. There is no such thing as Master Bates and Roger the Cabin Boy. It's a Mandela effect. I think a lot of people suffer from that. But yeah, mental. Dungeons and Dragons. Oh god, dude, you are a dude. I'm not embarrassed. I used to play Dungeons and Dragons. In fact, I've got a couple of books downstairs. Do you remember the Fighting Fantasy books? Warlock of Firetop Mountain, Death Trap Dungeons, Citadel of Chaos. There's tons of them. Livingstone books, they're brilliant. I think Faye's got some too. Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, we used to play it when you had the boxes and you get all the lead figures, or I used to paint the lead figures. The Dungeon Master. Yeah. Dungeons and Dragons were great. Really good for your imagination. It's really, really good, actually. Rhubarb and custard. Yeah, I very much remember that. The Wombles. Yeah, I was mad on Wombles. Big Tom. That's probably why I don't throw anything away. I remember Pob. My brother used to wet himself laughing when that come on the screen. I remember. Yeah. Gee whiz. This is hilarious, guys, watching all your comments come up on here. The A-Team. Oh, God, I remember the A-Team. Who remembers the A-Team? Yeah, that was in the 80s, wasn't it? That was. Bugs Bunny. Yeah, you should watch Bugs Bunny and all those cartoons. Brilliant. Oh my God, Grot Bags. Yeah, she was an absolute mess, that old cow, wasn't she? Oh, I remember that. Old Grot Bags. Did you ever skateboard? No, screw that, mate. BMX. No, I just, I just couldn't. I couldn't. You know, I think skateboards are great if you've got a lovely flat surface like you're inside a supermarket. But you know, when you've got pavements and potholes, I think skateboards are the worst thing you can ever use to get around. Steptoe and Son. Don't leave me, Harold. I'll die, Harold. I used to love watching Steptoe and Son. Yeah. Grange Hill. Yeah, I used to watch Grange Hill. Bloody hell. Beavis and Butthead. Yeah, I didn't watch Beavis and Butthead until the 90s. Christ, bloody hell. I was already 20 by then. But yeah, we're talk. Yeah, the kid stuff, you know, absolutely. Dude, Starsky and Hutch. Now, mate, that was, I used to love watching it. That car, I remember getting that for a Christmas present, a little metal car. That was the best thing in the world to me right then. The Starsky and Hutch car was insane. Was it a Dodge Charger? I can't remember what it was. Some of you guys probably know. Gee, I like you a lot, the vintage Englishman. Out of Town with Jack Hargreaves. Do you know what? A few weeks ago, right, I was really struggling in a bad way for a few days. It just come on top really bad. So I decided to just, by chance, watch loads of Out of Town with Jack Hargreaves on YouTube. And they're like 24 minutes at a time or something like that, or 50 minutes, some of them. Fantastic. And I used to watch them all when I was a kid, growing up in the 80s. I was down south in Portsmouth. We'd watch Coast to Coast with Fred Dinage or something like that, or TVS back in the day. And pretty much straight after, Out of Town was on. And he was showing us how to make fishing nets, how to trap ferrets, and all of these things. Really, really cool. If anyone hasn't seen Out of Town with Jack Hargreaves, watch it. Do you know what? I said this to Mike, Cheshire Wanderer, yesterday, and he'd never heard of it. I think anyone up north has got no idea, but it's a southern thing, mate. I think Jack Hargreaves, he was from Dorset, if I remember right. But yeah, absolutely love that. Piker Grove. God. I was born in 1971, so that was probably more my brother's era. He's 3 years younger than me, older than me, sorry. Yeah, Airwolf and Kickstart are the old motorbikes. I remember that. Airwolf is awesome though, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh God, Mousetrap is in the game. Yeah, brilliant. Who wouldn't want to play Mousetrap as a kid? My boy's played it. He loves it actually. Oh God, Puff the Magic Dragon. That's a different thing nowadays. Ah, here we go. Andrew, very Take Heart. Used to love watching Take Heart. Tony Hart. Yes. Yeah, yeah, I remember that. That was awesome, wasn't it? Do you know what? I remember sending him some artwork, but he never showed it. What a git. I'm not going to mention him. The original Doctor Who, yeah. For me, I think Doctor Who is the same as James Bond. Everyone's got their favourite. And my favourite Doctor Who was it? Oh, not Ted Baker. The guy with I forgot. The guy with the curly hair with a big scarf. I forget his name now. Oh my God, that's embarrassing. Why do I say Ted Baker? That's the fashion aftershave guy. God, but I think you know what I mean. Yeah, and James Bond would be Roger Moore, only because they were the guys at the time when I first watched them. I think we all have our different ones, don't we? Benny Hill. Oh yeah, you didn't like Benny Hill with all those saucy tarts with their stockings on. Cool, bloody hell, that was hilarious, wasn't it? How he got away with it, I don't know. Roland Rat. Yeah, I remember that. God. Orville. Oh God. That was embarrassing, wasn't it? Now the young ones, I think they were hilarious. That was towards the end of I was at school. Brilliant, mate. Yeah, John. I put that on Instagram a while back, and I might have showed it on the live stream. Picture box, yeah, freaky as hell, but the theme music's brilliant. City, yeah, you can't get away with that nowadays, son. You'll think you're a rackist. I know what I mean, though. Ah, Liz, you're awesome. Emu, tell you a true story. I went to the Southsea Show. Anyone in Portsmouth would know about the Southsea Show. Big event on the South Coast every year. And I had a cat. And my mum, bless her, when she was alive, she thought it was a good idea to enter the cat in a competition and come first. So I got this certificate and a little rosette from Rod Hull and Emu. And that git was freaking all over my face. I got a photograph of it somewhere. Hilarious. Thunderbirds. Yeah, brilliant. Excellent. Tiz was. Yeah. The Phantom Pie Flinger. I remember. Scooby Doo. Yeah, I love Scooby Doo. It was brilliant. And when that Scrappy Doo come along, it frigging ruined it. But the original Scooby Doo is brilliant. Absolutely. Play School. Yes. Oh my God, you're well taking me back. Now I remember Play School. Flip here now. Dukes of Hazzard. Oh God, Daisy Duke. Yeah, I used to like her a lot, and I think they had a Dodge Charger. Yeah, that car was awesome, wasn't it? My God. Yeah, I used to love watching Dukes of Hazzard. Rainbow for my sins. Yep, love watching Rainbow. Do you know what, Bill? Not many people know about the Red Hand Gang. I remember it. I'm glad someone else does. I thought I was the only one on planet Earth who remembered it. And Trumpton. Oh, vintage Englishman again. Yeah, I used to love that. Time for Trumpton. Ding, 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 diddly, 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 ding. Oh, yeah, you said that in the Bobby, didn't you, mate? Lethal Weapon. I'm too old for this shit. Yes, Lethal Weapon's awesome, mate. Mr. Bean. Yeah, Mr. Bean's awesome. Do you know something, right? Out of all of the countries on planet Earth, where is Mr. Bean the most popular? I bet you no one gets it. Iran. Iran. Yep. More people in Iran watch Mr. Bean than anywhere else in the world. Why? because no one talks. It's funny. You don't need to talk. So yeah, true story there. Oh, hello. Good to see you. I haven't seen you for ages. Happy days. Brilliant. Yeah, yeah, we've been talking all sorts of stuff. And do you know what? If I remember, I might go on and see Mike in a minute. I haven't done that for a long time. A long, long time. This is mad. Rising damp. Rigsby. Miss Jones. Oh my God, he'd do anything to get up with her. Blimey, yeah. The professionals, Bodie Doyle. Oh yes. Kojak, who loves your baby. I remember all these. Huggy Bear. Steve, nice one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Huggy Bear on Starsky and Hutch, right? Huggy Bear was my CB handle back in the day. I was on CB in Portsmouth in the 80s. Yeah, yeah. James Bond. Yeah, yeah. Awesome. Liz. Oh my God, there's 6 million. Do you know what? This could be a Mandela effect, right? I'm pretty sure when this come out, it used to be called the $6 billion man. Now people seem to call it the $6 million man. Who's right? $6 billion man or $6 million man? I'm the $1 billion man believer myself. But nonetheless, yeah, I used to love it. No, that was a northern thing. Anyone from down south never heard of Fred Dibner. I don't think. I'm not saying no, he's a good guy now, from what I've heard. It seems to be, whereabouts he were in the country, I guess. Doctor Who when it was normal. Yeah. Oh, good to see you, man. Oh, it's been ages. Oh, 71, same here, man. Oh, yeah, respect. Hawaii 5-0. Yeah, I remember watching that. Oh, the Incredible Hulk. Oh my God, I remember that. Yep, the Monty Python. Always watch Monty Python. Now for something completely different. Monopoly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. How to put people on the street. What a lovely game to be brought up with. Oh God. Happy Knight Rider. Oh, who didn't like Knight? Man. Tom Baker, not Ted Baker. Yep. Thanks for all sticking that. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm well back in time. The Sweeney. Do you know one of the best quotes on the Sweeney that was ever mentioned? Don't piss on my shoes and tell me it's raining. Sweeney was awesome. Yeah, I'm going to go right back to the bottom now. I'm sorry if I've missed out loads. It's just crazy. Fraggle Rock. Bloody hell. Yeah. That was a bit after my Thundercats. Yeah, there's some youngsters in the house. Bread. Yeah, I used to watch Bread. Minder. Christ, remember Minder? Bloody hell. What was it about Terry McCann? Why did all the birds fancy him? What a scallywag he was. Wow. Red Dwarf. Yeah, I remember Red Dwarf. I watched a bit of that. Not much, but I remember watching that. Oh, we got people saying $6 million man. Always 6 million. Ah. Wind in the Willows. Oh God, yeah. Thundercats. Chips. Yeah. Yeah. No worries, mate. I'll be seeing Mike. Ah, here we go. Now this. A Dapple's Camping Adventure. Porridge. Now, if anyone's never seen Porridge, you've really missed out. Porridge, I've got everything. I've got every episode and all the Christmas specials and the movies that they've done. That was pure comedy genius. Comedy genius. Absolutely love Porridge. Yeah, it's hilarious. BMX Bandits. Do you know what? I watched that in the cinema when it come out. Christ. Time Bandits. I watched that as well. I've got that. I love that film. Who doesn't like the Time Bandits? In actual fact, I watched that about a month ago. First time in years. So yeah, weird, isn't it? The Waltons. Christ. Open All Hours. Yeah, I got the first 4 episodes series of Open All Hours. Brilliant stuff. Sesame Street. Oh God. Anyway, I think we got to call it a night. It's been going on for way too long. Yeah, it's I didn't know I'd be on there for this long actually. Like I said before, my head wasn't in the right place, and I was very nearly going to cancel the stream tonight. It's just, it's been a bad day. So you guys have really cheered me up. So thanks for taking me back and jogging my memory of all of these old things that used to make me smile and make me happy. Really appreciate that. You guys are fantastic. Oh my God. 2 meter Peter. Really? Thanks for that. 9 o'clock drink. Yeah, the weird thing is I can't afford it. I've got no money. I've got nothing. Nothing. I've got no beer, no cider. So no, I'm even out of squash. So it's just down to water at the moment. So yeah, you guys have been awesome. Thanks for cheering me up. I will get on to the overnight camping video. I'm probably about halfway, and that's taken me nearly all day to do that. So it's going to take me Sunday to finish it off and do a nice good job. So you guys don't forget Sunday night. I'm going to be uploading that video. I really hope it is Sunday. If I can't get it done, it will be Monday, but I'm going to try my best Sunday night. So if you guys want to watch, I don't know, probably an hour long overnight video with some really scary stuff in it, it'll make you jump. All right, it's got jump scares in there. All right, so advanced warning, it's scary. All right, and me and Mike was talking, it could even go viral. It's that bonkers, right? What happened at Bovey, you wouldn't believe it. It's all caught on film. All right, so stay tuned for that for Sunday night. But yeah, there's going to be some videos coming out next week for sure. So you guys, thanks so much for supporting the channel. There's links below if you want to help. It really is appreciative, like you wouldn't believe. So you guys take care of yourself, all right? Thanks for watching and stay funky.